to the first edition of our viewer mailbag. Let's see what's on your mind today. Tom, have you got the first question?
Yeah, this comes from Mrs. P. She says, if you could give one piece of advice to your newly qualified teachers or recently qualified self, what would it be and why?
Oh, dead easy. Sort your calendar out. Go to the central office, whoever's in charge of the central diary, find every single diary date from the photographer to sports day to assessment weeks to statutory exam weeks, put them all in the diary in one colour. Then go back through, put things in the diary for yourself to balance out those kind of pinch points in the diary, whether that be holidays, family visits, birthdays, whatever, and ring fence those, just like you wouldn't cancel the photographer, you wouldn't cancel going to see your sister. So keep those in the diary so that you've got an overview of the entire academic year, so you can see where the ebb and flow is. And then you've also got stuff for yourself to be a little bit more restorative. So sort your calendar out. What would be yours, Tom?
That is great advice. Mine would be all about behaviour management, because when I was a beginning teacher, I used to get pretty stressed by classes I couldn't control very easily, and I used to get very emotional about it, and I'd shout a lot and take it all very personally. And if I could just go and put my arm around myself and say, look, just relax, let the system take the strain, refer people up, get support, and try to distance yourself a bit emotionally from what's going on. They're teenagers. They don't hate you. You're just, and that would be my big advice. To just feel that, to acknowledge the emotions, but kind of give a way forward to let people support you in that. That's what I'd be saying. And I think I didn't really realise that. I thought everyone else just had it sussed and it was my fault. And I would definitely say, no, it's not. Look, lots of people have these kind of issues.
Yeah, behaviour.
Okay, here's a question. Oh, what you go for the next one.
Okay, right. So how can we support colleagues? This is from Lucy Flower. How can we support colleagues to rebuild confidence after a career setback?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's something I've experienced many times. I think the main thing is to control the things that you can control. So there are things you can do which are to, for a start, recognize that it's a fairly common thing that happens to lots of people. The emotions are natural. But what can I do? Well, I can set up initiatives. I can try something in my class. I can make my lessons feel enjoyable. I can write something about teaching that I want to write. And I can do things that I can control. And then when I get another opportunity to try another school, I've got maybe a little bit more to talk about, and it puts me on the front foot. And not to worry about the competition. You can't worry about how the interview went or anything like that, because it's not really about the performance at the moment. If someone else gets the job over you, that was probably always going to happen, and that's part of life. So don't over worry about the process. Just think about, okay, from now on I'm going to try this and that, and just add to your sort of breadth of experience within the setting that you can control.
Yeah, and the setting's really important, because it might not be that it's you that's wrong. It might be the setting that's not right. So I always say, for every pot there's a lid. go where you have a fit between the pot and the lid. Find the setting that matches your needs completely, and also recognize that your career isn't an upward trajectory, or you can have a more patchwork approach to your career. Go sideways, whatever.
Yeah, right. I totally agree with that. It's all like getting experiences, isn't it, and enjoying each of them.
So
okay, Sarah's asking us. Look, okay, next one. Sarah is asking us, how do we support staff who've given up like loads of their holidays and stuff in this recent time, and then going into the winter to cope with a really busy term? How do we support people?
I don't think it's about supporting people. I think it's looking at the system and making massive changes. We've all been through the biggest changes education's ever been through. And it's not about adopting some of the really, truly inefficient, grind you down systems that we had before. Neither is it about a tokenistic, let's all have a cake because we're tired in the staff room on a Friday kind of approach. It's actually looking at what we're expecting of our teachers. Are we being realistic? What is it that we're actually trying to achieve? And making sure that our systems that we have in school are really nimble, really agile, and really, really lean, and absolutely focused on, and I talk about it all the time, that organisational edge, the bit that actually impacts on the children and the communities that we serve. And if it doesn't improve anything for them, why are we doing it?
Yeah, I totally get that. I think that's the thing. Strip it all out. Do we really need it? And if the answer is even a slight question, leave it. And then and focus on planning lessons and teaching lessons as much as possible, and almost nothing else if you can get to that.
Yeah. And next question is from somebody who knows all about lean, the martial artist and fantastic principal that is Sam Strickland. So he asks, what evidence is there to suggest that online lessons are the silver bullet?
Okay, well, Sam is asking a devious question there because he knows the answer is that there isn't any. There is evidence. There's a good recent study. The Education Endowment Foundation has done a paper on this, looking at things like, does it make a difference if you teach through online lessons live or asynchronous? And I think there's a study around that, and there are some studies around whether or not you need to see the teacher's face or just the slides. And I think again, it's all these things are pretty even. There isn't a silver bullet, is there? And we know that, and there are loads of contexts. And for me, the killer thing there is, if 20% of your students can't access online learning because of their circumstances, it's not fair. So that just kills it stone dead. Anyway, so it's a good question, but he knows the answer.
Not like Sam to be like that. Right, so thanks everybody for sending in the great questions. For viewers out there, make sure to use the hashtag #AskTomandEmma to send in your questions. And if you do, we might well feature them on the show in the upcoming episodes.